Hey guys, it's Ricky Analog here, about to do a trade recap. But as always, let's do the disclaimer real quick. Make sure you understand everything we discuss is for informational purposes only. None of this is a solicitation to trade. Trading is risky, guys, so make sure you read this disclaimer in the description of the YouTube video. Let's get right into it. The trade was ACHV, and as you can see, it was a headache of a trade. Didn't have to be, and that's what we're going to discuss in this video. Let's look at the daily real quick first. Guys, look, zoom out, and you see this yearly chart, this daily chart. This is toxic dilution central. There's a reason this turd has a daily chart like this, and there's a reason why every time it pops, I am very eager to get involved in the short side of this. Now, I gave the Ricky tip out this morning pre-market, basically had all the fundamental analysis stuff on it, like from the SEC filings. They did have dilution or overhead supply available in the fours, and I'd let everybody know, make sure you're not shorting below the fours, because there's probably a reason for them to get it up there, and was really happy to see it pushing early on. Now, was definitely surprised they had the ability to get it over 5, but nothing really surprises me too much anymore in the market, guys. Anything can happen, and you need to have a game plan for that. So let's get into the intraday chart, and let's see. So what I want, guys, is for you to understand that even though this isn't one of the prettier charts or one of my better trades, oftentimes these are the trades that have the best lessons in them. So what I want you to take away from this is the name of the lesson today is going to be avoid anticipating a move. There was no reason for me to be anticipating this. There was plenty of confirmation when it actually was ready, and none of these paper cuts were necessary. But nonetheless, using good risk management, guys, I was able to make sure that that's all they were, was paper cuts. And then when I nailed the backside, I nailed it. So let's take away what we can from this, guys. The initial short was when we pushed and shoved on the open, and we were already above 4. So I was thinking, you know what, maybe this is where the guys are going to step in and start converting those preferred. I'm trying to remember what exactly it was they had. Let me pull up the notes. Sorry if that showed on the screen. Yeah, they had about 1 million shares, Series A convertibles, and warrants to go along with at over 4. So that was the levels to be watching, and that was why we were getting interested a little bit on the early side, guys. But I stuck to the stop. The stop was over the pop of the high of the candle, and I just took it off right there. And then it washed, and kind of was like, damn, maybe this is it, because it broke 4, and when it couldn't hold 4, I was thinking, you know what, I'm going to short a pop back above 4, and thinking that was going to be it. And again, trying to anticipate it, and again took the stop, again washed, broke 4, and shorted the pop back above 4 again. This time I just took that one off flat, and I actually wanted to be close to this high here. I think I forgot I had an add in. And I remember in the chat, I was kind of just like paying attention to something else, and I glanced over and saw the big rip on ACHV, and I was like, oh crap, I'm short. Was lucky I caught it in time and took that off. And the stop was over this high of 40. Actually, I think I was using over 47 as the stop, and I got out just in time. And obviously it pushed higher, and it did come back into the 5-minute 20, and then it just started holding. But again, I got caught anticipating. Now, guys, make sure you're paying attention to this. This right here, under 418, would have been a valid setup for me, and I would have taken that. But instead, I saw the dump and thought, you know what? I saw this thing push and stuff, and I was like, you know what? This might be it. Let's throw it on there. And what am I really trying to do? I'm trying to save a few cents on my cost basis. It's just ridiculous, guys. It's unnecessary. What was I short? 430, and all I had to do was wait for 13 more cents, throw it on a 417. What's 13 cents if it prevents you from taking a paper cut, correct? So then, of course, you got to use that 455 as your stop. And so I added, just trying to get my average up in case it did stuff, and it didn't, and I took it off, and it was a great cover. What would have been even better is if I hadn't been being stubborn and anticipating everything, and had it been flat at the moment. This was a black and white, crystal clear long. This over 455 and look where it went. It just went straight, and the volume, you could tell when the volume came in that trigger was definitely valid, and there were some shorts in some serious trouble at that point. So it was great that I took it off before that, but it was crappy that I missed the long on it. However, when we got back above 5 and we started topping out, had to keep something else in mind this whole time, guys, and that is the fact that 5 is a psychological number and oftentimes can really act as some support. And so when I started getting short up here above 5, I was actually, covering partials on the wash, put a little back on, and I took it back off. I think partial there, and then I took the rest off when it looked like it was going to push up, just so that I wasn't getting any more paper cuts on it. And when it stuffed, that was when I was like, you know what? We keep getting this real stuffy action right above 5, and we're up at like 90% on the day, and I know this ticker really well. I did it again. I started anticipating. This time it worked out, but I will tell you this. Had I stopped out, my stop would have been at 436. I would have given it 11 cents over this high, and I wasn't touching it again today. I had to stop out one more time. This would have been off radar till tomorrow. It ended up working out, and you guys can see when it finally did set up, the trigger was black and white, just like the long was. The black and white triggers are usually the ones that go the best, guys. And under this 485, and if we zoom out, you can see this level here that gave it reason to hold 482. So, give it a little under that. Let's say 479 was a perfect trigger. But I also wanted to get in a little early on the break of this level here under 494. So I threw some on at 490, and I saw the volume start coming in, and I really knew that this was going to crack that 478 level, guys. And from there, it was all driver's seat. Nothing to do other than make sure you hit your targets. I took some off at 61, a little bit more off at 52. I did not expect it to wash this fast, so when it did wash, like this big flush, took some off at 32. I got a little more off at 4, and then I was gonna swing the last 8, and I just decided, you know what, we're $1 from where I put this trade on. Let's just lock it in, and if this thing wants to give us a pop tomorrow, I can throw it on with a good average and just sit in it all day. And we now have all these levels to risk off of tomorrow. So any push towards 5 tomorrow is game. I'm telling you guys, I will start in any kind of push up to this 485 level, since this little air pocket right here was what killed it. Anybody that bought up here got bagged hard, because this drop, unless you guys were willing to eat your loss, which a lot of people don't do, is what causes all these people to be bag holders. So people up here that are still holding this long, they're going to be looking to jump ship tomorrow any kind of push we get up into this level. Currently doesn't look that promising, considering, one, this is ACHV and it tends to just give the moves back, and 2, we're already fading off a little more, since the close. Let's look at the daily, and you can see, like, the days that this thing has big days, you don't get a pop to short afterwards. So not expecting anything tomorrow from it, but I will be prepared, and I do want to just make sure you guys take away those little lessons that were worth mentioning on this ticker, because I post a lot of charts, and a lot of them, I actually pride myself on not having a lot of entries and exits. I'm not one of those people that's in and out of a stock a ton, and actually usually my worst trades are the ones that have a bunch of dots all over it like this. So I apologize for my Christmas tree chart. However, I hope you guys learn from it, because all this was completely avoidable. All you got to do is just not try to anticipate things, guys. Let the stock tell you when it's ready. That's it, guys. Come check us out at stocktraders.net. DM any of us mods if you have questions. There is a free 3-day trial to the premium side. We do live stream every morning. All the mods are on Voice Together, and we all do a pre-market show as well, discussing all the thoughts on possible trades, triggers, targets, and stops. So I hope to see you guys over there. Peace.